Hello, how's everybody today? This is my floor. I did a 10-second tidy. Let me tell you where the rug went. So the other night, night before last, Artemis was picking on Luna. He kept bullying her and trying to pick a fight because he's a jerk. And he thinks he's still a baby kitten, but Luna knows that she's a little old lady, so she doesn't want to play. I mean, I don't know why he wants to play. He's got arthritis too, but anyway. So we think what happened was Luna didn't want to come into the bedroom to use the litter boxes. They're in a closet in the bedroom because she didn't want to see him. So she came down to the craft room. Oh, that's not blood. That's marker, by the way. At least I hope so. She came down to the craft room, which I think is like one of just a few times she's been in the basement. She prefers upstairs because of the sunlight. And I think maybe she was looking for a place to go. She wasn't feeling well either. She had diarrhea for like a day. So yeah, we think what she did was this door closes over by itself. So we think she came down here looking for a place to go, like a place to hide and go kind of thing, which is completely his fault, not her fault at all. And she came in here, or she just came in here for a place like to hide, to get away from him, nothing to do with going to the bathroom. But anyway, this door closed over and she couldn't figure out how to get back out of it. Luna's not the brightest. So she thought she was trapped in here. So Rob came down in the morning. She would have been down here for maybe a couple hours because I was up like throughout the night with them. Yeah, so maybe a couple hours. But yeah, anyway, she peed on the floor under my desk. And she totally pooped on the rug. So the rug went back outside. But thankfully, it's not one of the big plush, whatever rugs. It's out of all my rugs that I have, it's like the most like indoor, outdoor carpety. Like it could be an outdoor rug. It's so thin and like it totally feels like, nylon or whatever. There is no like real plushy feeling to it. And when I cleaned all my rugs, I put them on the front step. That one was the easiest to clean because it was like just there's no pile to it at all. So anyway, yeah, poor Luna. Yeah. So rug is out on the step. Luna seems to be feeling better. And she's in good spirits. She's always in good spirits, unless it involves Artemis. Anyway, so here's where I am with my craft room. I have got I've been bringing these out of the closet. I have them in the closet over there and they have different things in them. This one had my paper napkins and I have a lot more paper napkins than that, it turns out. Actually, you know what? I lie because I did get them all into this one, which is the same thing. But I might have more. I still have a few boxes, quite a few boxes I haven't gone through again. I didn't take them out in the first round of going through boxes, but I'm taking them out this time. I'm taking a lot more out this time. So the little bookshelf that fit there exactly, Deb and I figured out. So I've been putting my journals on there and things that I work on a lot. So like my Gluebooking files. This is all like personal ephemera that I want to do like Gluebook pages, journal page. I want to journal eventually. Yeah, and I got these 3 shelves. Look at this. I love this. I forgot I had that. Rob went in the garage and hauled it out and I was like, oh, so I don't know where I'm going to put it or what I'm going to put on it, but it looks like it probably hold like index cards kind of thing or something. So I got to come up with something. This one's pretty cute for that too. This one will be functional as well. Stand up little things in it. This one is not a printer's tray, but it looks a lot like a printer's tray. So I'm going to put that on the wall in here, I think, and just put little things on it. I haven't really put up much decor yet because I want shelves up first. So that shelf there, which is part of like the old, I think it's like Memory Makers or Recollections or whatever set. I want to put that up here and it's going to be kind of high because Rob doesn't want it right against the thermostat because that'll interfere with like the thermostat's, reading of how warm the room is, I guess. So he's going to put it up higher, but that's fine because I'm just going to put decor on that. I have like pop Funkos and stuff. I've got quite a bit in this filing cabinet now. I've been putting all of my, here, I'll show you actually. I've been putting all of my art supplies and things in here. So anything, yeah, like liquidy media. So I've got like 3D fabric paint, which I don't use on fabric, I use on paper, pastels, paints, my friggin', what are they called? Friggin', listen to me. Stickles and stuff, and like the Martha Stewart ones, all kinds of things. And then I've got like up here, oh, excuse me, light. Up here I've got, yeah, more paints and things. I've just been kind of dropping stuff in. Nothing's really organized yet, but yeah. And then down here, I got some more paints and things. Oh, there's those things I was talking about when I did my finger metallics. When I did my wax seals, this is the stuff. It's like a wax. It's like a paste, and then it's just metallic, and then you just take it, like I use my finger, just take it and rub it on it, and then you rub it over the surface of something, and it'll yeah, it gilds it. So yeah, there's all kinds of things going on in there. I found my spiral plastic spiral binder, which we had gotten before we moved, so I had just packed it away. I haven't even played with it. Yeah, and I kind of got some things like this is stuff that I've been putting stuff there that is journals I'm working on or I'm going to start soon. This is all journal covers. Under there, it's all kids books, vintage kids books. So like little golden books and all kinds of kids books. I don't know what I'm going to do with all of those. I don't know if I'm going to harvest them or what I'm going to do. Some of them I will for sure. I took out a few big jars. This is just a jar of found objects. Up here is just kind of a catch-all for everything right now. Look at my 2 apothecary jars with my roving in them, some wool roving. It looks great because it's so delicious, but I think I'll end up using those jars for something more practical for paper crafting. Yeah, I think this is going to move over closer to where I have the rest of my paper. File cabinet is all of my ephemera files. They're all in there now. And I have to go through them because I used to keep every picture, like every picture that I cut out kind of thing that was like a good picture. But now I've definitely developed in the last year or two, more my style kind of thing. So I'm more honest with myself about what I'll actually use. So I'm going to go through those eventually and get rid of a whole bunch to make room for ones that I'll actually use. Like this is a box of images that are sorted, ready to file. Now this Alex shelf, which I scored on Marketplace, or Rob scored on Marketplace for $100. Yes. Right now I just have like empty files and folders in there. Oh yeah, there's some empty, okay, I have some other empty folders that can go in there, little file things. Eventually what I want to do is have this as my like collage sorting file thing. So I want to have all my little boxes and things in there and have them all sorted by images. I got that idea from this collage book that I bought way back when, and this woman is a collage artist, and that's what she does. She has like map storage cabinets, which I wish I had. Which I could have had, but yeah, long story. Anyway, yeah, she's got all these little boxes just like that in there. And I mean, if I don't have enough like little chocolate lids and things like that, chocolate box lids, Rob can 3D print me some. There's all kinds of hacks online about things for IKEA things, like especially Alex shelves. There's all kinds of different storage systems for those that you can 3D print. Yeah, so I'll have like, say like, a little box of birds and then one of like flowers and then one of, so when I want a collage, I just go there and take out what I need. So this shelf is, this closet is still kind of ongoing. This is going to be the embroidery closet, and I'll probably have enough room for some paintball tailor things storage in here too, even though my industrial sewing machine, Beast, which is he's currently down there. Hi, Beast. His table is out in the rec room. We're going to keep him in the rec room in the makerspace because, well, I probably could fit him in here, actually, now that I think of it. But once we get the big embroidery machine, the 6-needle embroidery machine in here, I feel like it's going to be kind of big and feel big. So it's going to be here. And like, I'll probably hang on this wall, like all the, I got places to store my rolls of fabric and stuff. I'll probably hang like the frames for the embroidery machine on there. And then here we're going to have pegboard and have all our embroidery thread. And then over here, yeah, I'm going to have shelves, and I'm thinking like paintball tailor stuff that I use like fairly often. So like the fabrics and Velcro, I use Velcro quite a bit in just regular alterations and stuff. So that's what that's going to be. This shelf I noticed is it's only like tacked on there in there, so it's bowed a bit. I took a bunch of weight off it because yeah, Buddy didn't brace it up, so Rob's gonna have to do that, brace it up. And then I'm just gonna store just random things up here. My print cocoa, which I've never used, but I bought secondhand. Love it. This is a project. This is a someday project. This is my face painting kit. Things like that. That just that's my dress form. Things like that. Well, my dress form will come down, of course, but yeah. So the yarn racks are going to be in the other closet, I think in the middle on the floor, the 3 of them. And they'll probably hold yarn, I'm assuming. Maybe fabric, I don't know. But anyway, most of these are coming out. So this is my trims. I showed you guys this last time. I have it all kind of sorted and everything, but I've been finding a lot more. This tote is not all trims. It's not all trims. There's some fabric and stuff in there, like rug hooking, and there's some wool roving and things like that. Like my wool roving is right there for needle felting and spinning, even though I haven't spun in years, but I needle felt every once in a while. Yeah, so I just been putting like, yeah, embroidery and cross stitch and everything in there. Embroidery hoops, and along with any more trims that I find. So I'll be able to sort that. I want a new trim, an idea for trim storage. I think I had mentioned that last time, but yeah, I got to figure out something. And along with embroidery is felt. I have my felt. This one is kind of like felt and burlap and things like just random stuff. I've been setting stuff in here. This is embroidery stuff, paintball tailor stuff that I need access to. Like I said, Velcro. I scored at the fabric sale. I scored like this big bag of interfacing. Especially like wash away stuff is expensive. $3. It's expensive when you buy it new. So that's great. That's for embroidery. So yeah, I've hauled a couple of these things out. Some of them I'm changing, some of them I'm leaving. This one over here is scraps, painty papers, things like that. So I'll probably redo that. This one I'm going to keep this way. I worked hard to get these colored ones in there. It's the Iris storage, is like the 12 by 12 scrapbooking storage. And these are my color files, or folders or whatever, boxes. And I do prefer when I get monochromatic things, like single color things, I do prefer to glue book with them. But I also have other stuff that I don't glue book. And like if I have an excess of like monochromatic images. So some of it just goes in here and I'll be using it for other things. So I do want to make a few monochromatic journals, like probably one of each color. So that will come in handy for that. And then I have just some Iris storages here for different things. Got to find a place for those. Those are my ATCs. That's my ATC file folder that I use to, not file folder, box. Oh, excuse me. I've got like, oh, excuse me. It's great. I've always used this because it holds like, I don't know how many, it's got to hold at least 100 cards, if not two. So I have like ATC backgrounds, and then I have like plain backgrounds, like watercolor paper and drawing paper, Bristol and stuff like that. And then I have like over here is like the little plastic sleeves. And then I have like my little printed, I have like an ATC backer that I put on every ATC I make, and it has my name and all that, which I have to redo. I have to update that, because I moved, but yeah, well, I guess I didn't have my address on there, I don't think, but anyway, I digress. And then like ATCs in, progress. So I don't know why I'm giving you guys such a detailed tour right now, because the craft room is not done. Found my paints, put those there. We're good. More paintball tailor stuff. Rubber stamps. They haven't come out yet, but I think they're probably going to stay in this thingy. Because they are really good in there. They do really good in there. I just try to limit the rubber stamps I buy, because I have too many and I got rid of a whole bunch. So yeah, sorry. I didn't mean to turn around so quick. So what I've been doing is going through boxes and then marking them craft room decor. So these are the ones that, yeah, it's just stuff that is either going to go in storage in one of the closets, or it's decor that's going to go like up on the walls or something. So that's the last thing I'm going to deal with later, whatever. These are holiday boxes of all the holiday crafty supplies I'm finding. So that's great. Get that all sorted once I find it all. This is just a miscellaneous thing I had at the, I had this at the cottage, so it has everything in it. And most of this is probably going to go in the card catalog. There's like tape and index cards, and it's a little bit of everything that I brought with me to the cottage. I don't have a purpose for this one yet, this cart. I've got quite a few rolly carts in here. It hasn't changed much. I've thrown some more fabric in there. Yeah, and I've got my scrapbooking paper that can come out there and here once I have a set home for it. Still haven't got a place for this little like hangy rack thingy. Oh, Debbie, I had mentioned, I think it was you who said you wanted to see the quilt. This is the quilt that my grandmother made. Hexagon quilt, flower garden. She made this in, I think it was somewhere around the early 50s, I would guess. Maybe late 40s. I'm pretty sure her kids were pretty young. Anyway, she quilted by hand this quilt top, or she pieced this quilt top. But for some reason she never quilted it. She doesn't like the quilting. She does quilt, but she did, but she doesn't like the quilting. She likes the piecing. So I love the quilting. So yeah, during the winter, I'll put this on a frame and just kind of sit there and work on it a little bit. So I go through phases in the winter, where, yeah, I like to work on needlework. So I'll take like a month and do nothing but quilting kind of thing because it's so warm and snug. Over here, it's still just kind of boxes that I have there. Most of them are going to go into that cabinet, which we haven't got moved into the house yet. Rob hasn't finished. Rob, get on that. So Deb's going to give him heck when she hears this, when she watches this video and hears that he hasn't finished that shelf yet. So this shelf Rob brought in, this was a shelf that I had at the shop. I had bought some of these shelves, and they're really heavy duty. I was really kind of like picky about the shelves I had for Paintball Tailor because I didn't want the plastic ones because they're just like, these held a lot of weight, like webbing and heavy duty nylon fabric and stuff. That all weighs a lot. And like, I mean, I had like containers, like these plastic shoe boxes full of like cord locks and buckles and everything like that. All like, you know, tactical stuff. And so I bought these shelves, and they actually used to not be a bad price. They're ridiculous now, but yeah, anyway, I have a few big ones, but then I think Rob scored this one on Marketplace, and it's like a much shorter one. This one's like not even 5 feet tall. So yeah, what I'm doing right now is, it's not going to stay here, I don't think, but I got to tell you, the longer I leave it here, the longer I kind of like having a shelf on this side of the table. So Rob might not be getting this back. I don't know why he thought it was his in the first place. Just saying. Paintball Tailor bought this. Thank you very much. Property of Paintball Tailor. So I've been using it for filing. So I've got like little containers for everything. Like this is the trash and this is some stuff. And yeah, so I've been kind of like sorting images and sorting things, and I've been tossing them in there. So this was kind of full, but I moved stuff over to my table because I'm going to do some collaging today. Hopefully I'll do some collaging and not stop my video when I go to put it in the camera arm. So yeah, I've got collage images out there. I got some more things here that I've been sorting, so that's all good. Over here, I've started working on the layout of my table. Actually, I'll show you that in a minute when I get behind the table. You can see it better. Got a few things under here. We're good. I have not touched this since I sorted it last time, which was what, like a week ago at least. So I'm kind of leaving it. Yeah, I'm kind of leaving it, and yeah, for now it's there. Card catalog's doing good on top of that coffee table. Really, I would like the coffee table probably painted, but it goes well with the card catalog. And yeah, I wanted it there immediately, so I didn't have time to paint it. I wanted it done now. So here's some stuff to go into the card catalog. That's what this is too. I have these scrapbooking storages. I kind of forgot about those too. Rob found those. So what I've been using right now is I've been sorting things into this as I go through boxes, so I know how many drawers I'll need for everything. Like this and this is playing cards, so I have a plan, and that is like that's like 3 layers deep. So once I get that all sorted, I'll know what I need, and I'll know, you know, what I'm going to get rid of, whatever. So right now that's just kind of a little sorting hub while I sort things for in here. I kind of swept the floor a little bit. I get this cute little like moo cow broom at the dollar store, but I was bummed because they sell the at Dollarama, they sell the heads of the broom and the pole separately. And normally they have like cool poles, like polka dotted and fun colors, but no, they didn't this time. So fail. But look at this. Do you know what? I got a wonderful surprise like a few days ago. I have a lilac tree I didn't know I had. So we moved in, and, you know, we took possession of the house at the beginning of May. So things were kind of starting to, you know, turn green kind of thing. It's East Coast Canada, so it wasn't, you know, people in the States have got like gardens going on, and we're like, yeah, it's still kind of frosty. We still definitely had frost. So anyway, I saw this tree out front, and yeah, it grew leaves, and I was like, man, those really look like lilac leaves. But then everyone else's lilac trees bloomed, and they were gone, and like here and gone. So I'm like, oh, okay. Then all of a sudden this thing blooms. So yeah, it's some sort of weird late blooming lilac. And they're really, really like full. The tree has more blossoms than it does leaves. It's awesome. And they're really pale too. Like they're almost white, but you got like the purple on the closed part of the flower, but then the open part is almost pretty well white. Yeah. So, oh, I'm so stoked about this basket. I got it at a yard sale. I don't know what I'm going to put in it, but I'm so stoked that it fits perfectly in there. And it is probably going to bug me nonstop that I only have one and I don't have one for the other side. So in here, I'm going to have like probably some of my, the plastic rolly storages or whatever, drawered storages. This cart's going to stay handy. This is my, you know, when I'm crafting, this is the cart I go to. I have like all my glues and mediums and all that on there. My little painting pot. Oh, look at this. Rob bought this thing at the dollar store and he was going to put it under a counter or a door, under the cupboards, hanging off a door. So, it didn't fit. Good job. Like, I guess these weren't wide enough or something. Good job, Dollarama. Anyway, it didn't fit in any of our cupboards or anything. So he gave it to me and he had this idea. And look at this. It's like a holder for my heat gun. That's awesome. Awesome, awesome. So this is my little sewing desk. When I got it, it was this color pink. I just covered it in paper, and then painted the little handles. All three knobs are different, but I painted them all lime green. It looks a little dull next to this wall, I gotta say, but this is going to be my sewing desk. So I've kind of got some sewing stuff up here. But I'm also using it as a spot to sort things kind of thing. So I have washi and stickers all there. Box of paper I got to go through and sort. So I've been sorting and I cleaned off the table pretty good, but yeah, now I have the stuff sorted for this. This is just a box of stuff like miscellaneous paper I've been throwing in there. Over here, let me sit down. So over here, yeah, things I got kind of stored. Like these are just words that I hauled out for the collaging. I have this little cabinet that I really love. Deb, if you're watching, you're going to recognize this one probably. It's from Wicker Emporium. So I have like all my little bits and pieces, like desk things in there, like erasers and pencil sharpeners, rubber bands, things like that. I also have this thing that I had thrifted for like $2 like a couple months ago. I guess, yeah, we were at the cottage, so it was a couple months ago. And I don't really like it, but it might be practical for what I need, you know? So I've kind of got it there for now. I don't like the layout of this. I'm going to do something different. I don't know what, but yeah, I got to play around with the layout. I got my big cutter there, which I think I want to leave there kind of thing. So I have access to it whenever I need it. And then I have this cool little spinny thing. This I got a few years ago now, probably about like 5 years ago, I'd say. Lindsay, the frugal crafter, she lives in Maine, near Bangor, and she was talking about this thing, and I'm like, oh my goodness. And she says she got it at Harbor Freight. So when I go cross-border shopping in the US, I go to Maine because my province, New Brunswick, borders Maine. So I used to go at least once a year to Bangor to shop. But post-COVID, I haven't gone at all. But yeah, so those of you in the States, check Harbor Freight. It was quite a while ago, but they might still have it. It's actually supposed to be black, but I spray painted it purple. So that is everything. So I've been sorting collage images, like as I sort all the papers, and ones that I want to use for collage or anything like that. Current projects, I've been just tossing in here, but they haven't been sorted. So I kind of just pulled a whole bunch out. I spent like a good hour doing that here, pulling a bunch of images out. Then I have some over here that are bigger, because I have the bigger collage book that I want to start, the one in the quilt binder. Yeah, but I ain't doing that today. I'm going to work in, I didn't really sort anything. I just kind of pulled a few things out that caught my eye kind of thing, like to start a page. So I'm going to work in the little golden book, like composition type notebook today. Yeah. So it smells glorious in here. It smells like lilacs. All right, let's see if I can do this. I mean, it's not rocket science. I just got to avoid the the button on my phone. That's it. All right, let's see. Get that okay? The angle might be a little weird. I'm sorry. I might have to move my arm over, but I ain't gonna do that right now because it takes forever. Not forever, but it's an ordeal. All right, so yay! I'm so excited to be here doing this. So I pulled out some words that I thought were good. Over here I have backgrounds, and then I have like smaller backgroundy pieces, like small background bits and bits that I will probably tuck in behind other things kind of thing. And then I have focal points, and then I have some strips, just like normal, my regular glue booking, my color glue booking, and I have like some miscellaneous bits and pieces here to fill in. All right, but I did haul out a couple of themes that caught my eye. This cow finally did it. This cow with the spoon. So I've got a food. I want to do a food page, and then I got this book club thing going on. The book becomes a metaphor for the nourishment of mind and body. I thought that was pretty. This one, this is what got me going on the meat thing. I am not a vegetarian. It's like, okay, good for you, but I'm not a vegetarian either. I love meat. Steak is my favorite food. Sorry if there are any vegans or vegetarians watching. I love me some steak. All right. Let's see. Now, I saw over here. Dun, dun, dun. I know I had a cow picture. So these are, yeah, just a bunch of focal images I took out. Maybe I'll kind of toss them aside that I'm, pretty sure I'm not going to use right now. I might use this too, actually. There was a shoe quote somewhere that I was like, ooh, I might want to use that. I might want to make a page of shoes. So I'm trying to mess with my lights, and actually the glare ain't too bad. For the most part, it's here. I've got my light turned away, but the lighting in here is so not great anyway, so I don't want to turn it off. I tried turning the lamp off, but yeah, it did not. The ceiling light was not enough. Definitely not enough. All right, we got... yeah, as in, totally me fashion. I took out way too many images to do like a couple glue book pages, right? Lord. So I got some embroidery to do today too. Some patches. But I told Rob, I'm like, no, I need to, there's some books. I need to do some creating first. And I mean, I said that like 2 hours ago. I've been down here just sorting out stuff since. So it's like, oh, yeah. Let's share. I thought that was funny. So I'm just kind of looking. Yeah, I'm kind of gathering. Oh, I like that. There's books. Kind of gathering for books. That's kind of thoughts. The meat page and shoes. There was a shoe quote that I liked, and I saw there's a couple shoes. Oh, here's the cow one that I really like. Holy cow, homesteading sweepstakes. I think he's really cute. Maybe I'll do like fire in that because, flame grilled beef. Where, oh, where? Oh, that's kind of more of a background thing. Look at the strawberry diamonds. Dun, 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 dun. That is definitely a background. Why did I put that there? It's a pretty parrot. Okay. All right. I thought I had another shoe one. Oh, I think the shoe's over here. Okay, yeah. I'll worry about that later. All right. So, books. I'm going to kind of just set aside here. Books. And this is background. Book. Meat. Beef. Okay, and then shoe. All right, let's see here. Feast your eyes on this. Kind of layers of flavor. Okay, I don't think the flamethrower guy is going to be part of it. This cow, though. Look at this cow. I mean, he's got a spoon, but still, we can fix that. Lots of sayings. I think I'll take this one out. It's cute, but I've already got so much text going on, so many sayings. Definitely want that one. I am not a vegetarian. And layers of flavor. Holy cow. Okay, I'm having a problem though. I know you guys don't see a lot of glare, but I see glare right here. So I've got to do something. I don't know. Hang on. Oh, okay, that's much better. It's over there. And I don't think it's too dark here, right? Yeah. Ooh. I don't know. Maybe the fire will be necessary though. But not the fire eating, I guess. But meh. Okay, first I know I don't want this top of the page with the little hoof. These are really neat. It was like oh wait, I think this one's different than the ones I'm thinking of. They had framed the page and it was like black and white animals, like silhouettes and things. Yeah, this was different. This was an ad. This was an ad, yeah, and it said something about spooning. That's right. All right, let's do a background here. Oh, there's some files. I'll use that for the books. I don't know. Oh, and I've got this for your pure Holsteins. But again, that might be too much text going on because I have so much, you know, I have so much text going on. Yeah. I have not decided on what kind of background should go with this. I mean, I don't know. A little storybook background. It's kind of cute. I should have had like fire, like a grill. Oh wait, hang on. I got this like scrap here. That might be cool. Oh. Okay, that's all right. A little abstracty. Oh, that's cool. Kind of like a, it's like you're looking at a, like out a barn. Like it is a barn. That's kind of cool too. Oh, there's some like wheat. Okay. Might be able to do something with this. Let's see. Oh, and there's like a cool field of flowers. I like that. All right, give me a minute here. I don't have many of these background images, so. Oh, there's this one too. That one kind of drives me nuts though because it's crooked. Like, not gonna lie. Oh, and there's like a sun. There we go. More clouds. Okay, okay. I might be able to build some sort of like farm feeling background here. Wait, I saw more grass, I think. Yeah, there we go. Grass. All right. I think that is, oh, there's another strip. Oh, look at these clouds. I love those clouds. Okay, so I'm going to do like a kind of like a landscape background. So we'll do like a sky and like a field. Or I could just use this, I guess, because it's got sky and field. I don't know, though. I don't know how I feel about that. I think I might rather do like a... Yeah, I'm going to put that aside. Do like a... kind of like a, maybe like a piece to landscape kind of thing. But I guess the foreground's going to be pretty busy. I really like that sky. I really like that sky. I guess it's a volcano, I'm going to guess. It's not clouds, it's a volcano. My bad. That's kind of nice too, but I don't know. There's some colors here, and I think they might kind of blend with that too much. Kind of want them to stand out, like to pop. Yeah. Not that or that. Yeah, I think that might be what I'm looking for. Hang on. Got an idea. So how's everybody doing? I'm doing okay, other than, you know, the cats being a pain. I was going to go out yesterday and run some errands, but like everything went wrong. Everything that could go wrong went wrong. It was horrible. So Deb said, she's like, just go to your craft room. I'm like, yeah, it's probably for the best. Probably a good idea. Okay, that's a little too yellowy. Like that, or maybe like this. Do some clouds. I guess I could put like clouds like that, maybe. But yeah, I don't like how crooked that is. Do like a pieced kind of sky. Okay, let's see here. Like that. It would work better this way because all the way down, and then up here it's going to be covered mostly by the cow ear, by the cow. Okay. Kind of like that, maybe. Okay, okay. Hang on here. I'm gonna I'm going to use my paper trimmer. That's what I'm going to do. I almost went to cut that by hand. What's the point of that? I have a paper trimmer. Might as well use it. Kind of like that. Boom. Boom. Okay. Not sure about this. I'm going to do something else there, but I don't know what. If I bring that up there, I just need to worry about what I'll have behind it. I feel like it's been forever since I've done anything. Oh, I have not forgotten about posting the wall painting video and the craft sale videos. I went to do them, but my computer isn't handling all the video files I have on there well. So, like I ran out of storage, especially with the time-lapse videos I took of me painting the room. So Rob ordered me another hard drive. So that came in yesterday. So I think he's done. Like he set it up to transfer all the files to it. So I think it's done. So I think I should be able to start it anytime now. Holy cow, he's kind of in the air. I'm not sure about this wheat, but let's see here. We'll see how it looks. This is from like an old kid's book. 1953. Oh, and I think it's like a, yeah, it was like a nature magazine. I got a bunch of those. Oh, too long ago. Kind of like that. Maybe. Okay, I do like that, but I'm gonna cut it here, but my instinct was to almost cut it along those flower lines, but it might be a little too much of a stark contrast with just the yellow kind of thing, yellow line against everything. But we will see. And I do have this too, the little piece I just cut off. I mean, I could put that in there, maybe. I feel like maybe I'm being more concerned about the background than I should be. I don't know. Than I need to be. All right. I'm doing this. This is what I do. It's just like on a whim. It's like, you know what? I'm cutting his head off. I maybe do that more than I should, but it's horrible, I know. Okay. So we got like, and then the cow there. Okay. Just bear with me. I know you guys are probably looking at this going like, what is going on? What are you doing, Jen? Good God. Yeah. Okay. I got this. All right. Kind of maybe like that. Okay. I am going to put down, the clouds. At least this one. Gotta start committing here and gluing some things down. Oh my God, this glue stick is dollar store. I want to use up these dollar store glue sticks. Like I said, I don't care about in my glue books. I don't care about cheap glue sticks. Like if they come unglued, I can just stick them back down. But yeah, some of these are a little too cheap. Like this is just smeared. Okay, put that there. And I'm going to kind of do it. Oh, wait, I have my brayer. Where'd it go? Okay. I did find a brayer. I thrifted a brayer in the last couple months. I was excited because I have a brayer, but I save it for actual like printmaking and stuff. I didn't want to ruin it with just like general, you know, craft gunk. I want to save it for actual ink for block printing. So then I found this one that's, yeah, same. It's a speedball rubber brayer, so it's good. But if I get it gunked up, it doesn't matter with glue and, you know, stuff. Oh, this glue is so gross. It's just like a sludge. Okay, that ain't cutting through that. I don't know if it's the scissors and or the glue, but here, well, it's funny because the glue is like really gunky and gloppy, but yet it does not stick. You'd think it would be super good. Nope, because it's so messy and thick and gunky. My baby wipes. I need some coffee. I've been having I'm having an eggnog latte today. I felt like it was the kind of week where I needed to take a carton of eggnog out of the freezer. I use it sparingly because, you know, I love eggnog lattes and it's only available a couple times a year for sale. So yeah, very, very sparingly. But this week, yeah, I was like, no, it needs to happen. I did get a little bit of gardening done this week, on like the one nice day we had. I haven't got my little lilac tree. We bought a dwarf lilac tree. Haven't got that planted yet, but next nice day he'll be planted. I did get some, I trimmed some of the boxwood trees that we have. And I also, yeah, the boxwood shrubs were kind of really out of control. I also cut back, Rob and I cut back some of the, we cut back a lot of the weeds in the flower beds. I also hauled out a hosta and brought it around back. Planted it. Rob tilled me a bed on a garden bed along the like front of the back step. So he's gonna, yeah, do that on the other side too, and get some soil, put it in there. Planted that hosta. It seems to be doing okay. I didn't, you know, read up on how to, you know, properly transplant hostas or whatever. I think they're pretty hardy because, I mean, you can just take them out of the ground and take them apart and give pieces to people. So it seems to be doing good. And then, yeah, my bleeding heart went in there that we had in a bucket. I had a hydrangea in a bucket too that I brought with me, but it looks like it died because the frost, we put it outside and then we had like a really bad frosty day or whatever, and apparently that killed it. I did not realize that that would do that. My bad. Okay. Kind of like that. I don't know how keen I am on that one. Okay. Yeah, I might be able to do that. Okay, let's see. This one, I only need to like here. So I'm just going to kind of loosely fold this. Tear it. It's going to be covered, so I'm not worried about how straight it is or anything like that. Okay. Kind of piecey, a little bit. Oh, I guess I could cut that off there and put that there. Well, let's try this. All right, so then I'm going to put this is definitely like a Franken paper background, as Tsunami Rose calls it. Oh my goodness. So yeah, speaking of Tsunami Rose, someone similar to her I've always found is Amity Bloom. And she just has the most beautiful things. If you're into like shabby chic style journals, definitely check her out. She has this line of washi tape. I think she's released washi tape before, but she just, I just happened to catch one of her videos where she was talking about the new washi tape she was releasing. Oh my goodness, it's beautiful. A little out of my price range because once you buy it, well, yeah, once you buy it and the exchange rate from Canadian to American or American to Canadian, and then the shipping, yeah, it was way too much for me to pay on washi tape. But American Friends, yeah, definitely check that out if you're into like shabby chic, cottage chic kind of look. She's definitely all about like the florals and the lace, and very pretty. She does some really pretty stuff. Okay, there's my little PC sky. And then we'll do like a horizon type thing here. Should I do that there maybe? So it's equally as choppy. No, I kind of like how the mountain is there. I got so stoked every time I found something that I was like, ooh, 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 I want to, this is something I want to use to do, work on soon or whatever. So like stuff for collaging and like the sprayer and the phone books I use for gluing. And every time I find something, I'm like, ooh, ooh, that's awesome. I can't wait. I am almost done this glue book. That's awesome. It's been forever since I've really done a like random collage glue book. I was kind of focusing on the for glue booking, I was focusing on the theme glue books for quite a while. Like I did the scavenger or glue book January with the scavenger hunt, and then I love working in my scavenger hunt glue book and my, I'm gonna straighten that out a bit, and my like all the scavenger hunt type glue books. So like anything I have to, search for specific things for. So like my color glue books and the alphabet glue book and my scavenger hunt glue book itself. And I got a bunch of things to go in those, by the way. Bunch of images. Especially the scavenger hunt glue book. I got a pile of stuff, and I've got to I've been accumulating images, and there's a bunch of pages I haven't done in there yet. So I need to kind of do that. Like, especially like I have like a file for cats and a file for coffee. And now that I have access to my ephemera files, I can, go through those. And although I don't really need to, I have so many pictures of cats and coffee that I may not look in there. I shouldn't look in there. I should just work with what I got. I've got way more than I need already. But then that way I can like file these images away afterwards, because I kind of have, like a huge amount of them. Be nice to get those done and put away. I tear it because it softens the edges between the images. It's not so like stark. Like here, I could have probably torn that, but okay. I'm gonna do. Oh wait, okay, down there. All right. There. Oh, it smells glorious in here. Yeah, I just went out on my deck because it's right at the corner of my front deck. So I just reached through the railing and and I grabbed a little branch clipper thingy, and I cut some off. Brought them in the house. They smell so good. It's so sad that lilacs only last such a short time. They're like here for like a week. They bloom and then they're gone. But I am very, very happy that I have a lilac tree. Something I've always wanted. I kind of don't want that there. Let's see here. Yeah, it works. I have to be more ruthless too about what I throw out. I mean, usually I'm pretty good. Like I don't save every little bit and piece or whatever. But yeah, I've got to be more like, like that little bit with flowers on it. They weren't that nice. There's a bunch of dandelions, and there weren't a whole bunch of them. So I'm like, you know what? These are scraps that I don't need to deal with. I'm trying to be more selective with my scraps. More, not selective. What is the word I'm looking for? More like posh about them. I only want the best of the best scraps. Yeah, selective works. I always like to like kind of trim up as I'm going, so that way I know what the actual page like is that I'm working on, the actual size of the page. Where is my, oh, that's right. He's not a strip anymore. He's just a cow. I was like, where's my cow? My cow strip. All right. Let's see. Holy cow. Kind of like him kind of floating in the sky a little bit here. Oh, that kind of doesn't stand out though. Yeah. Yeah, I could do that. But I could also do this. Okay, I think I like that better. And that still works there. Okay. Holy cow. It's funny because I like this torn edge against the sky better than this natural edge of like the mountains and trees against the sky. It looks better in my opinion. Yeah, there's a lot of words going on in here. Normally I don't use that many words. Your taste buds will thank you. Comfort food. I think it'll fit better if I cut this off. That's kind of cute. Yeah, I think this one, I think your taste buds will thank you fits better. What do you guys think? I might need to tweak where this cow is, but yeah. Okay, I'm definitely going to put that there. Like, it's almost not worth it to use this glue stick at all. Like, look at this thing. It looks like fuzzy. Ugh. It kind of like, it's leaving globs behind things. I just have to turf it. Yeah, look, see? It might not be worth it to use a cheap glue stick. Yeah. I am not a vegetarian. Or I could, hang on here. Oh, cow. Your taste buds will thank you. Comfort food. Okay, nope. Oh, I could move him over a bit so his ear sticks out more. Yeah, maybe that's what I'll do. Because I find like right there, he's kind of you can't tell he's a cow. There's too much of him covered. Not easily tell he's a cow anyway. I'm going to cut off these quotation marks. I don't need those, right? They're just taking up room unnecessarily. Don't be afraid to be ruthless. Just cut off pieces all willy-nilly anywhere. Kind of want to, that's a little choppy. I want to smooth that out a bit so it's rounder. Oh, yeah, I might like him on top better. Like right there. Yeah. I think like right there. Okay. I'm going to put this down and we'll see exactly how that looks. It's just gloomy out there today. I don't know if it's actually rain today or not, but it's just gloomy. That's all it's been. It's rain and overcast. I want to enjoy my summer. You know what? I could take that period off there too. Oh, it's a little late for that. Yeah. I'm just gonna cut. Not worry about if it's exact or straight because I'll leave him hanging over a little bit over the edge. And then I'll be able to trim him flush with the edge. It's just easier than, you know, worrying about cutting it straight and exactly what position you want it in. This way I just leave a little bit and I can, you see, I can kind of maneuver him and turn him whichever way I want. Okay, there we go. Kind of like him that way a little bit more. Okay. Holy cow. Your taste buds will thank you. Okay. I was going to put them kind of right up against the black and white cow, but I think I'll move them over just a little bit. They don't need to be layered to work. There, I think there, and then I want him straight. Ish. Okay, yeah, I think that's okay. Then I'll cover that there. Your taste buds will thank you. You know what? After this, I'm like, I need to have steak for supper. Rob makes amazing steak. So good. So wonderfully good. I grew up eating my steak like bootstrap leather, like beef jerky toughness. And it was just hard and just tasteless and just horrible. Like over well done. But Rob weaned me down and now I eat my steak rare and I'm a snob about it. Not gonna lie. I rarely order steak out. I'm sure I've done this tangent before. I'm sorry. I rarely order my steak at a restaurant, because they always overcook it. I feel like there could be something else there. A little heart or a little pork chop or something. The only reason I have a pig in here, I mean, pork is fine, whatever, I'll eat pork. Definitely not my, you know, meat of choice, but I do eat pork. Although it's just because he was cute. Although I did find a pork chop recipe like last week. That's amazing. It's creamy garlic, I think it was called, pork chops. If I think about it, I will put the link down below. Hang on. You know what? This is what I've started doing. I remember I'm gonna put, okay, creamy garlic pork chop recipe. So I remember what I've said I'm going to link so I can actually link it because my memory is absolutely horrible. Yeah, so anyway, this pork chop recipe is amazing. It's so delicious. Normally pork chops, I'm like, meh, whatever. Oh, I know what I can put in there. One of these little corner pieces. Yeah, look at that. Here. There we go. That works. I mean, ideally it could have been a different color, but like, you know, the flowers kind of just blend in with the other flowers, but whatever. All whites and yellows. Would have been cute if it was like blues or something, but still fine. Comfort food. Do I want that over top of him or him over top of that? kind of want him over top of that. Maybe like I kind of like the idea of, well, maybe of him like jumping over it. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna do that. Maybe I'll find like another little bitter piece or something here. Bit or piece, not bitter piece. To kind of fill in the space. Comfort food. Yeah, so I could, oh. That's the thing too with these smeary glue sticks. You gotta be careful because it just slides. I think it's the horrible cheap glue sticks that I've been using for glue booking that have really made me appreciate Fabri-Tac. Man, that stuff just grabs instantly. Don't know why I waited so long to start using that. It's amazing. Okay, this glue is like super moist too, I think, which is funny because it's all gloppy, but look at it. It's wrinkling the paper. I gotta be careful because that's a thin magazine paper. I could see it scratching it. All right, let's see. I'll do some little bits and pieces here. Got all kinds of little bits. I can put in like little... I'm still not sure how to sort these for my my cabinets. Am I gonna do like little flowers all together or little like pieces that would be good in corners, or I'm really not sure. All kinds of little pieces. I mean, I could do like a little, and I love things like this. Like this is out of like a Somerset studio. That was off somebody's, cool thing that they created. And it's like, what am I going to do with this? Yeah, to work it into a collage. Really cute. Kind of really love this. Ooh, maybe up there like that. Ah, I'm going to give this cow like a wreath of flowers. Yes, that is so cute. I love it. I love it when things like that happen. It's like, ooh, yeah, that's awesome. Wasn't planning that, but that looks great. That is very, very cool. Sparks much joy. I have like little bits of flowers. I don't know. Oh, this is kind of cute. Oh, but wait, they're flowers in pots. But going for more of a field theme here. Oh, there's this. Nah. I don't know. I just feel like there should be a little something in here. Feels a little sparse. But it's a matter of finding the perfect thing, right? I'm all like, hey, be chill about it. Don't worry. And then I'm like, I have to find the perfect image. I'm so horrible, right? I'm like, yeah, that's totally how I want to craft. And then it's not how I craft. I am a lot better than I used to be, though. I used to be such a perfectionist. But now I'm like, you know what? The image will be done. Oh, these kind of look like, kind of make me think of like truffles. Meh. That almost worked, but okay, that's not too bad because it's bigger and it's kind of, yeah, okay, that's not too bad. I have a bunch of these leaves too that I had from a kid's book that are really neat. I feel it's a little too much like focal point. And those kind of get lost. Oh, this one's not bad too, I don't think. No, a little too small. I like the colors of this one. Like it kind of blends in, but also kind of stands out, if that makes sense. That makes no sense at all, right? I kind of like the little arrow. I feel like I want to do something with that. Okay, I can put a little butterfly in there too. Is that okay? Yeah, I think it's a moth, but same. we had this huge moth. Oh my goodness. So we're sitting there the other night and it's dark. The windows are open and all of a sudden we see something against the screen. Like we kind of hear it at the top of the screen and it's like fluttering. And Rob was like, oh, that's like a June bug or something. I'm like, no, that is huge. And I'm like, I think it's a bat. So I jumped up and went over and I couldn't get a picture of it because it wouldn't stop moving. But yeah, it was definitely a moth and it was like this big. And it was like the kind that I could see, like they have like the eye spots on their wings. I don't know what kind of moth it was. I kind of looked through moths quickly and couldn't find it. But anyway, yeah, he had like the eye spots. So that's like just to fool predators, right? Into thinking that they, oh, that kind of looks, yeah, that they're birds or whatever. So they won't eat them. They're like big birds of prey or whatever. Like they look like owl eyes. So that was really cool. I just wish, yeah, I wish I could have got a picture of him. He was really cool. Okay, there's this too. No, I think I might just go with that because really this was my first kind of like, ooh, yeah, that's cool. And it does go. It goes nicely. I was just hoping maybe there was, I don't know. We're going to go with this. Waste too much time looking for the perfect little tiny thing when really it's just a little background kind of thing on it, on the picture. It's not part of the focal image or anything. Your taste buds will thank you. Maybe there. Maybe there. Yeah, I think here. Here we go. Yeah, it's gloomy. Wait, I've got to go into town this evening and it'll definitely be, it'll definitely start raining as soon as we go. Might be a little too busy. I don't need this, but I definitely want this. Oh, we're at an hour and 12 minutes. Man, I think my tour took longer than I wanted it to because I decided to give you guys a full tour of this room that's not finished. I don't know. I was feeling particularly chatty. Here. There. I'm going to call that done. What do you think? I am not a vegetarian. Holy cow. Your taste buds will thank you. That is crooked. When I do it, like the angle I'm at, I can't tell if it's crooked or not. So once in a while, I'll pick the book up to look, and I did it with this, but not with this. And that's crooked, but you know, whatever. It's just a glue book for me. Doesn't matter. When I'm, you know, dead and gone and somebody finds this in like a thrift store or something, or, you know, in a garbage box, they'll be like, man, this lady, she wasn't concerned about things being straight at all. That'll be my legacy. All right, so I am done for now. I gotta go do some work and yeah, try to talk Rob into maybe making steak at some point in the next couple days. All right, so thanks for watching, and yeah, I will be posting those videos soon of my you know, room painting thingy, wall painting, my wall, my neon wall. Whoa. Oh, my neon wall is also fluorescent, by the way. I got a black light flashlight, and yeah, it's really cool. All right, so that's it. Thank you for watching, and hope you have a good evening. Take care. Bye.